on to you.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Okay.
Radiant
Let us watch this beautiful series that I haven't watched yet. Wow, Snapfire first. Amazing.
10
Enchantress
seconds
Band,
remaining. 5 seconds
Nyx
remaining.
Band, Slaughter Band. These ones all make sense to me. These ones slightly weirder. I guess Elder Titan's been popular.
5 seconds remaining.
Oh, I should probably tweet, huh? Okay, that's there. Oops. Replays on stream now. Tweet. Okay. Avoid this early is a bit interesting to me
10 seconds remaining.
because
Radiant shield back.
I mean, it's an okay carry, but it's not that common from my understanding. Ban IO or ban A against IO is completely standard here.
10 seconds.
If they do something like Snapfire and IO, they would probably, or Snapfire A, they'd maybe be weak in various ways. Timbersaw seems to be, at least in the games that I've watched so far, Timber seems to be really strong. Thanks for the sub. See, already 1/8 of the way of my 8-hour
10
Warcraft 3
seconds
stream.
remaining. 5
Thank you.
seconds remaining.
My Discord message brought you here. Yes! Is my voice super staticky? I don't know. I guess you can
10
kind of
seconds
see my shirt
remaining.
today.
5 seconds remaining.
The colors are not quite perfect. What if I change? You know what it probably is that I usually have to like eyeball my camera, my webcam, because if I open some program that opens my camera when my lights aren't on, then my camera looks really dark. Yeah, it's on auto gain again. So what we can do is drop my exposure. See, if I put the gain all the way up, you can see things. I could also adjust my contrast. Something like this is probably fine. That's fine. Anyways. Chen pick second phase.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds.
Then we got a Rubik. Generically good hero. Sven Peck, very low win rate hero, but still being played by pros.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds.
Individually tanky, does a lot of damage, has a stun. So pretty good in lane. Sven Chen, pretty solid. Sven IO, really good too, actually, is the main thing. Necrophos picked as a solution to kill a tanky hero, I believe. Kel'Thuzad, there he is. Getting comfy down there?
Turn to ban.
Can't wait. When I move, I'm gonna get her
5 seconds.
maybe some kind of a chair thing that I could put next to me. That way if I'm streaming, she can lay next to me without being on the floor. I don't want to get her a green screen dog bed too.
10
That way I can
seconds remaining.
optionally turn on a
5
camera and you guys can
seconds
see her
remaining.
without her having to jump up on the chair.
Choose your hero.
Nisha playing Morphling. That's offlane Necro, interesting. And mid puck. I would have thought that like Morphling plus Void is a little bit too farm intensive. Chronosphere is really good with Snapfire. I think this is maybe one reason why they picked Void early,
10
because then it makes
seconds
Snapfire's
remaining.
ulti like incredibly good.
5 seconds remaining.
It's a 5 Snapfire. Offlane Timbersaw. Timber's like so good at like limiting what one hero can do in the lane. Because once he gets like level 3, it's like impossible to kill him, feels like. Let's see how they play within the match. I really wish I could move my chair to be closer.
Greetings.
The power of replays. I can accelerate very rapidly.
Just as I envisaged.
Yeah, I'll move my...
That won't be a bit.
There we go.
Hooray!
Hello, Hotashi. Thank you for subbing. Okay, Tango. Now you're good. Alright, cool. I moved my chair. Now I'm comfy.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, thank God. So, safe lane faces Void, mid Morphling, off lane Necrophos, and a possible tri-lane, which makes this more interesting. 2 salves on Snapfire, 2 clarities, no mangoes, 1 clarity, Windlace, Rubik, Zai, stats, Fairy Fires. Fairy Fire is very good with Ghost Shroud, because you get extra heal from them. Miracle going for Quilling, Gauntlet, single. He's actually... Oh, he gave 1 extra tango to Kuro here. With the headdress.
The battle begins.
Look at all those good right clicks. 2 and 2 it seems. Yeah. I will pair with Timbersaw for now, but later I'll go Sven. But he won't stabilize the lane very much, so he doesn't really need to be there. And they already have 2 headdresses after all, so kind of interesting. Only 1 will make mech. Oh, they are like really bullying Sai. So it's kind of cool how they did this. Oh, is he just dead? Wow. That was really cool. So, well... It's fine. Oh my god. Those stone cold motherfuckers. I really didn't think that this was gonna go well for Secret. Oh man, we're going back. I thought this was like really cool. Like, if you pressure a Necrophos in lane, it becomes hard for him to stabilize and stay in the lane basically. So the fact that they bullied the shit out of him like this, with all of these right clicks, I was like, oh shit, this is like really effective. Miracle, maybe one thing that fucked him, he didn't eat a tango until right now. Then he got both of his Fairy Fires off, and they got a second Fade Bolt off. Crow gets the kill, but they got first blood. In fact, Rubik gets the double kill. They forced it a little bit too hard. Chen doesn't have a nuke. He hadn't used Tango, so he didn't even get the extra bonus from the Divine Favor, basically. Thanks for the bits. Clickbait got you good, dude. Every time I do this, I get the clickbaits in. But the trades are definitely effective. Buys. He did burn 2 Fairy Fires, I guess. That is quite a lot of gold. That's 150 gold. This is the issue with offlane Necrophos. You are very slow. You don't super contribute to a dual lane. He's gonna have to Fairy Fire again. Gets another Death Pulse off. Crow takes a bunch of damage. They're not wrong to run at him effectively. Like, running at him is basically what you have to do, and hit him a lot to make his lane less effective. It was just surprising that they died first. Not the Centaur Courser! Through that, because that would have body blocked him. Isha does have a damage bonus, per usual for Morphlings. He's morphing all the way to agility, that way he gets more from using tangos. Ooh. That was really close. That was cool. So rather than getting Adaptive Strike, he's getting Waveform again. Which in the past was like the standard Morphling thing. You'd max Waveform and Attribute Shift because it would increase your farm speed. But people stopped doing that because they needed Adaptive Strike to guarantee more like range creep last hits. But in a lane like this where he's in a 1v1, he can basically harass more. by using waveform to gap close and getting more right clicks off. I don't know if I've seen this stuff before. Oh, it's like looks like a fucking Pokemon. I think it's one of the new ones. Anyways, going all the way down to attribute, or all the way to strength as well, because once you hit like 1 HP, you can't lose any more health, so he effectively gains HP every time you max Agumorph, so if he does zone puck while he does this, then it's not too dangerous. Oh, you did get hit by that, actually. It's got many last hits so far. This is basically just Timber Saw unkillable. It will contest every deny. Orb of Venom picked up here for Sven. You kind of need to get this sometimes as a carry because it helps you actually punish those offlane heroes, or at least get kills on them. That otherwise would be a little bit too hard. And he rushed Wand Bracer. You might think that like having boots would just be better, but in most cases it's just more effective to have higher raw HP, higher damage, and higher regen. Illusion Rune, very good rune for Morphling, because he does 100 damage. Okay, pretty straightforward kill. And that's why Illusion's so good. You waveform forward, then all of a sudden you have these illusions that deal like 30% of your normal damage, so it's effectively a 66 damage increase, and considering Morphling does 105 base damage, so as Agumorph, then his illusions are actually pretty strong. He's moving over to scan for this. Here's a magic stick for him. A little scary. Fully Agumorphs and uses bottle. This is something I did when Morphling first got changed with this attribute shift. You'll get a little bit more every time. Good phase shift. It's maxing out waveform. This is cool. This looks fun. So he uses a bottle charge and he gains half of his HP back. It's pretty cool. GH now shifting to play around Miracle. Gets 2 points in Great Cleave now. Uses ulti. This is a really early tower to take actually. If they can take this tower, it'd be really big. Just wants to kill the creep wave. They're playing a little bit careful now. Okay, they got the tower. Oh. Trying to go for a mango kill, but that was really close. So the kind of cool thing about killing this tower really early is it opens up your map a lot. Normally, like, killing this tower does not come fast. There was like, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago or some shit, like 9 years ago, killing the safe lane tower was a lot more common because it was a solo off lane hero versus a tri lane. So it was easier to like kill him a bunch and then take his tower when the off lane didn't feel comfortable coming to lane. But now because of dual lanes, killing this tower is very difficult. And the fact that they focused on it so early with Chen was pretty powerful, because this tower is really hard to kill later. Because if you go to defend it, basically, it's very difficult for people to get behind you. The only easy way they can do it is by running this way through the trees here, or by using like a high mobility hero who can like jump in instantly, right? But approaching from this side is pretty easy to defend against with either this ward or something over here. And other than that, it's basically very hard to come from behind. You can't come this way because the tower is going to spot you and sometimes attack you, which means they're going to see you coming. So basically just taking this tower is really hard. So the fact that they're able to do it this early is unlocking something that's potentially good. I don't necessarily know the true value of doing that, but I just know that taking it is a pretty big deal. Nisha doing some roaming here, which is cool too. He's like just straight up rotating because he has waveform. If he has Adaptive Strike, he can't do this. But this is one of the cool things about Morphling in the past. We'll just retether. That you could just abuse Waveform to get extra right clicks, and you do good damage because of Adaptive Strike. So now Nisha's apparently said, like, you know what? Morphling right click, it works, and it does. Like, if you want to play a less farm heavy, or even more farm heavy, like, that's what's kind of cool about it, is that, like, you can farm with Waveform. It's a fucking AoE skill that repositions your hero. And it does damage. It's not like an incredible amount, and the cooldown is pretty garbage nowadays on earlier levels, and it is a little bit mana expensive, but if you abuse your stack gain with Bottle and Magic Stick, like, you can get a lot out of what you're doing. And then you can gank these side lanes, hitting for like 130 damage. If he gets a DD rune, he does like incredible damage. He can definitely like jungle faster than he would be able to otherwise, because he has an AoE skill. The only difference is he can't get last hits from range. He can't necessarily just like safely nuke people. He has to get in there and fight a little bit. But that should be doable anyways. Weehaw maxing out Waning Rift is a little scary. Oh, he turned into him. Holy shit, Nisha read the fuck out of him there. That was really confusing to me. Anyone else? I was like, wait, who's silenced too? He picks up his ultimate here. Switches to int to waveform in. He transforms and tries to Waning Rift him afterwards. Orb goes this way, so now Nisha knows he runs this way because he's going to have to orb this way, probably. He does end up committing to it, so then he orbs to chase. He jaunts over, transforms back, gets the kill, and now his Morphling looks like a fucking zombie. Okay, it's just his helmet is blue, that's all. It looked like he was like some distorted zombie. I gotta say, this is pretty cool. I'm not very good at Morphling, but when I did play Morphling, this is basically what I tried to do well. I was playing waveform and fight builds. I think those are more fun than this like passive farm shit. When shit hits the fan, he walks away. And the funny part is he did all this damage, but it literally doesn't matter. Oh, that scared me so bad. Holy crap. He summoned the thing and he had 1 HP. Oh. Dude, if I was playing, I would have died. It's like one hero that shit can kill you on. So, he takes damage, he goes full Agimorph, and now he just morphs up. Look at that. He had no HP, but now he's just got 200. Does any of this matter? It doesn't. No rune for him. Now he's going to morph up again. He'll stack this up, bottle this, then he goes E-Blade. Dude, this is like literally the build I did on Morphling. When, I would maybe get like an Aquila, basically, instead of like 2 Wraith Bands, but it's like the build I would do on Morphling when they changed his ultimate. Or they changed, mainly they changed how attribute shift works. I'm cool to see this being done. It's definitely been a lot more active, which is fun to see. Ooh, Cookie in the wave. He's gonna regret that one. It's gonna work on Miracle. Maybe not. Oh. I don't know, guys. This looks not great. This looks not great for Team Secret. Okay, I think I've talked about Morphling too much, but I want to go back and watch how Chen played. Because I feel a little bit lost on Chen right now, personally. And how you're supposed to play in transition. Because we saw him active by like pushing the bot tower and stuff like that, but I don't really know how it leads up into that moment. Remember this right click stuff, a lot of right clicking, a lot of right clicking, a lot of right clicking. So I tries the same self with a self. Goes and tries to right-click people a bunch. Blocks them again. More right-clicking, more right-clicking. Another tango. A little poke in. Level 2. Take a small creep now. Right-clicking with his hero. Body blocking with the creep. Now he's going for denies. Rather than pulling, he's trying to stabilize the lane still by right-clicking a lot. That gives Sven space to not be right-clicked himself. Tries to deny whenever possible. Still right-clicking, still right-clicking. If that creep dies, it's really not that big of a deal because it's just a little shitty creep. It's another Tango. Oh. Yapsor was very ready to fight him there. Takes a range creep now to try to body block with it. Can't do it. Runs that away to juke. So you might think it's kind of dangerous to do this, but one really good thing about taking the range creeps is that they do shitloads of damage to any other creeps. So in terms of like harassing an opponent, it's not great because it has 0 armor and it does piercing damage or whatever basic. I don't remember. It does piercing damage effectively, which is resisted heavily by heroes, but against creeps it does like 50% more rather than half. So if you're trying to deny creeps, and the fact that it's 23 plus 8, it's really good for denying creeps. So yes, you do lose some golden experience by taking it over. That's less gold than your team would have had, but it's also very good for helping to stabilize the lane. And now that he's got 2 points in Holy Persuasion, he's going to be looking for Mud Golems, that kind of a thing, if possible, or stabilizing the lane. So let's go back and watch what he's doing. Now he's doing a side camp pull. Wave's pushed up enough where Sven should be fine. Now they turn. This is where they killed Zai, I think, too. Yeah. He did not expect to get run at that right there. He goes for the large camp. Crow going for bounty runes. He's going to deny it with his little dude if he can. He can't get it in time, unfortunately. Now he's being chased solo. Now he's going to run over here looking at the medium camp. Oh, he finds a Alpha Wolf. Good time to plant a ward. And just taking it away is probably a good thing, because then he doesn't care if this camp doesn't get refreshed. Really? Comes back bottom again. One more right clicks. Let's need to deny the range creep. I'm confused. Yeah, I was going to say. Can't take the big one yet. Needs level 4, I think, to do this. And now's where they push to the tower, which is so this wasn't really that interesting, like how he got to this position. I basically wasn't tracking him up until this point, but he basically just sat in the lane a lot, denied, harassed, and now he's just going to help push. It's not as effective as it is with Enchantress right now, but it still works pretty well. He glyphs, he's trying to save his creeps a little bit. He's trying to drain mana from Necrophos, because Necrophos' mana is more relevant. Or no, maybe it was Rubik? I don't remember. Alright, he finally drains Snapfire. He's kind of scared to commit to the tower with this creeps, it seems like. Now they're committing. Now he's hitting tower. He gets it. Get their kill. Tries to mana burn before he dies, but he doesn't get it. Still standing here. Finally gets his Divine Favor point. This is where he dies. So if we look at the map before he respawns, my estimation is that he will go... honestly, I have no idea where he's going to go right now. I don't know what I would do in this moment, because I'm looking bottom and I don't see a tower there, because he already killed it. So going bottom feels like it's a little bit unnecessary, because Sven's probably just going to move through jungle at this point. So he doesn't really need Chen there. He could grab creeps in like the top jungle and go top to play maybe. So that's my guess where he goes. Alright, that's what I predicted. So that would be the next place on the map to play. He can't take the red one, but if he gets 5 he can. Take a little creep dude here. Nice going. Still can't take that, needs a 3rd point. Can't really take any of these. So he's invading the enemy jungle, gets some wards down. That's a really good creep to take. It does piercing damage like range creeps do, so he'll be able to do bonus damage for denying and killing creeps. And it also does a 20% slow, which is just straight up useful. At least send the Ocean Heart back. Is that their first item? No, second. I guess he doesn't really need it that much on Chen though. Cool place to put a ward down, very behind the tower. Puts armor on mind control. He's done a good job pressuring the Rubik. Gets it. That's close. The ghost pressure on Rubik was really good here. So part of this was that he was in the area, but he also kind of set things up for his team a little. I mean, there's already a lot of pressure coming. Oops, this is way too far back. There's already a lot of pressure coming from Timbersaw, of course, because Timber's always going to play very aggressively there. But taking this is kind of nice to do before you're pressuring top. It'll give your allies another place to teleport to. Planting a ward behind the tower is great also. And see, now here comes the teleport from Puck because he took this. It's so much easier for them to rotate by taking this first than it is otherwise. Because if he hadn't taken this, then Puck has to TP here and then run all the way here. Then teleporting feels a little bit weird. But as soon as he gets Rubik in this position, they have great vision behind, and he starts pressuring the Rubik a little. It's like, it's so easy for Puck, a highly mobile hero, to just jump in and go for this kill. See how simple that is? Then they relocate, and all of a sudden it's like they have 5 heroes here. And all that it took was Chen to rotate to top lane, take the shrine, plant a ward, and then they use the power of Io and the power of a teleport scroll. And the fact that Puck is a semi-mobile hero, which is not that uncommon. It could be an Ember Spirit, it could be a Void Spirit, you know, that kind of stuff. And because of this, because they can rotate all 5 heroes there really easily, and if we, I just want to go back briefly and see what it looked like from the perspective of Secret. Takes that. Toma's trying to pull the wave out a little bit, but he can't really kill the wave. He's got to jump away because Timber is terrifying. They're rotating people over. They spot the Chen. Look at everybody else on the map. Zai's still sitting bottom. And here's the moment where shit really hit the fan. Relocate comes. Puck jumps on Rubik. Zai's still bottom. Nisha's sitting mid. They can't fight this. It's just a 5v. It's a 5v3, but it didn't even cost Nigma that much. So that was just a really cool moment from Nigma. I feel like if I did Weatherman, I would have talked about that part because that part's very interesting, I think. But it looks so the resources that it took to do was just really simple, pretty much. Chen a little under-leveled, of course, but his movements have been pretty effective. It's a very good creep to get, but these other two are really good too. He just needs the jungle to get some levels at this point. They're gonna try to pressure mid most likely though. This is where the dive mid started coming. Look at the vision. So where they start collapsing from the right side. Use the cookie. Easy jump forward. They're going to try to slow this down because it's a little scary. He tried to chrono, but he got stunned. Because they killed everybody, now they can take the tower. He'll be going Vlad's. Now they shift top for the next tower. I think I'm overthinking Shen a little bit too much. It doesn't look that difficult. But I don't teamwork with my team very well. I kind of just play with feeling and I don't really organize too much, so Now they're pressuring the tier 3, which is going to force people to show up. Oh, that was actually such a cool heal. Oh, that's a really cool combo with the Chen IO, actually. It's made it like a really good counter to Necrophos, actually, because normally Necro's like, oh, anybody below half HP, I'm fucking killing you. And he throws Reaper Scythe. That's right, it doesn't pierce spell immunity anymore. Oops. They use the ulti. But then it heals GH, and it also heals Miracle. So the guy Ice Tether 2 gets the double heal. Very good shotgun. It's a hard chase. Then they kind of got crushed there. Like, I don't know. It's hard against Chronosphere. I want to watch it again. That cookie was actually really big. Got the puck kill. I guess the cookie was kind of what made it semi-big, because then puck died also. Otherwise it really didn't matter that much. Looks like he's building mech. So, lane game stabilizes a little bit. Morphling still going E-Blade. Zybelt mech. Going Greaves. Mech very good with Ghost Shroud because you get extra heal, of course. Mech plus Wand are just god tier on this hero basically, and there's no AA, so he doesn't have to worry that much about like minus heals or anything like that. Mind Control, Mana Regen, Bracer, Hood, Soul Ring, Arcanes too.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Puppy doing
Radiant's
Tranquils.
bottom tower is under attack.
Secret finally getting on the map a little bit. Man, my man's farm is really garbage. He was laying against a Timber though, so it's not really his fault. It's really hard to lane. You can't get the same farm at all. In the meantime, Miracle has been like crazy farming. Mascomanus Crystallis. He's trying to sit here to make sure they don't take it, because then they don't get experience. I am never mind, it's 15 minutes, not 20. How many times is he getting stunned by his own hero? This won't be the last time. Oh. Oh, that was actually really sick. I mean, I was like, oh, they're gonna fucking kill him again. But then all of a sudden, Puck just jumps in, gets his silence off, and all of a sudden, Morphling is fucked. Timber didn't help either. That was cool. Getting a little boop in here. Went 12 Agi. Interesting. He used waveform so much, but he skips the waveform talent. Which I don't think is that weird. I mean, it'll definitely help him fight earlier. Round 2. Will be alive, I believe. having pipe on mind control helps. Part of the reason he's not dying. Rovok will look quite good on everybody.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
You don't think Snapfire's record's been that great at tournaments? I could see that potentially. It was definitely it's a cool courier effect. But her laning stage is really good. Just probably doesn't work as well against good players because they pick good heroes. This is what Snapfire versus... I can't remember. Snapfire bottom or top? It was Snapfire top, I think. Snapfire laned against Timbersaw. But like Snapfire functions much better as a 4 than as a 5 in my opinion. Because the purpose of 4s is to like kill heroes, and Snapfire is really good at that, but I don't think she's a very good passive hero. Like she's okay, but she's not like, it's not the domination of Fire Snap Cookie, you know?
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Done a pretty good job defending while we play sentries.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
That is more fun. Now he's adding morphine. He's like, I need to do damage. Get some. They did kill him. That's cool. Mortimer's Kisses plus E-Blade, dude. That was a super cool fight. I didn't feel confident about the Mortimers at all. I was like, why? Here's the fight where they're looking successful. Snapfire barely staying alive. Is he gonna live here? He dies. Buys back. Comes back. Matumbo runs. Net saves Matumbo for sure. Sai pops all of his heals and he stays alive. And now he knows they're turning. Slowing Miracle. E-Blade combo. Plus Rubik. Little taste of his own medicine. That's cool. Because once they, like, this is one of the big downsides of Nigma's team, is that Sven is, like, by far the huge amount of their damage. Not that Timbersaw doesn't do a lot, and not that Puck doesn't have potential good disable and stuff, but Puck is playing mostly as utility this game. And they're just slightly being outmaneuvered, is what's happening. Ooh, the Van Brace. Who's that go to? It is pretty good on Void, true. A little edgy here. Mask of Madness making a comeback, man.
Radiant structures.
People's Gift, that's cool. More strength, more int. You actually do need a lot of mana on Morphling, so that's a pretty good item on him. Gotta say, this Morphling looks pretty fun. I just gotta get better at mid to not super feed when I try to do something like this. What's going on over here? Three points in stun, only 2 Arcane Supremacy. Bit interesting. He can't use Waveform when he's coiled, by the way. So that's why he broke it, because he wanted to be able to Waveform even after the stun. He's got like so much HP that it just doesn't matter, basically. Yeah, it's like he doesn't care at all about the stun duration or the damage if he's got 4,000 HP. He's got a bottle till he's full HP and then he can morph down, otherwise he'd lose HP. Because he's not full, he's losing health.
Radiant's top tower is
Won't
under
matter
attack.
much though, it's a pretty small percentage. 40 attack speed, eh? Yeah, Nether Shell's pretty good actually. He doesn't have any worry about armor. That -3 armor is nothing. 20% magic resistance is like the main way he gets bursted. Unless you know he gets it by Desecrate. And then 8% spell amp is also really good for E-Blade combo stuff. So, well, I think he's really missing his lifesteal, but again, Bottle kind of solves this a little bit. Tomerman going Maelstrom into BKB, cool. Escamandus Maelstrom, kind of an older build, but it checks out. And then in the meantime, Nigma's pushing lanes out. He's taking the magic resistance too. Very good against Necro, good against Morphling. Good against Snapfire too, all of them. Nerfed Veil, no armor. I mean, it does give 9 attributes, we used to give, what, 6, I think? Feel kind of cool when you have Reapers, I guess. Just haven't seen people buy,
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
excuse me, Veil that often lately. But if you have a, I mean, they have a lot of magic first on their team, so it makes sense. E-Blade plus Reaper is kind of similar in function. Veil is only going to help. Not that it's great against Pipe Heroes, but... The fuck is going on here? I'm so confused. Good left. That was such a good left. That lift force staff. Who's got the force? Puppy's force. They just wasted their ult. Now they go on Zai, but... Okay, maybe it's gonna matter. He made a mistake here. He meant to strength morph, but he stopped doing it. He pressed it twice, I think. 'Cause he wasn't silenced. But he pressed it for a second, then he stopped, and then he just died. Because if you're not morphing while you do that, then you're not gonna have the HP afterwards. So that's a pretty big mistake. Wave still pushed out.
Radiant.
I find it curious that pro players will like leave the fountain early, but they're still missing like 100 mana. I like, why not save for like a quarter of a second longer, you know? How the fuck did he live? He got piped. He got mech'd right before the Reapers hit him, basically. Did he get interrupted right away? What happened? Oh, he got silenced from weak. Chrono stopped to relocate. Only got one out. Great force staff. Yo, this fight is so good. They've done such a good job just beating each other. Pure damage incredibly good against Timber. His raw HP is not very high, so even though he's got high magic resistance and high armor, the pure damage just cuts right through him. Man, these fights are really, really good. They're basically just constantly countering each other's spells and abilities. So cool. I went Ghost Rod slow too. Timber Saw does almost all pure damage. Pure damage from Chakram, Timber Chain, and Whirling Death. They all deal pure damage. So stealing the spells against him is very good. Ooh. The power of E-Blade E-Blade and other nuke. Normally he'd be able to phase shift this pretty easy, but you can see that Puck's all about utility as well because he got Quickening Charm. He just cares about his cooldowns.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
The cooldown with phase shift and stuff is actually really, really good. Once Spell Lamp and cast. Now they're taking Roche because Puck's dead. One controls. I'll stop it! It's only got 2 armor. How did he die so fast? He also got Veiled. That's another thing actually. When he has Chakram, now that Veil increases all damage, if he steals Chakram from Timber, maybe this is one of the reasons they picked Rubik. Oh shit, I can fix my blanket. My dog moved on. Thank God. One second. My comfort. Oh, yes. Okay. Oh, this feels good. I'm sitting close now. So, if this gets increased by Veil as well, the amount of damage he's taking is just incredible. I mean, a lot of that was just E-Blade. Adaptive Strike for sure.
I almost feel bad.
So he's currently taking like 250 times 2, so that's 500 plus. This is a 575 nuke, and then it increases it by 40%, and then this is another 600 damage nuke. So yeah, that's how you kill people. E-Blade with a Veil. Very good stuff.
Dire are scanning.
Got him. And BKB, and then AC with Titan Sliver. So nice to have magic resistance neutral. I actually am really happy about neutral items right now. Just being able to like solve some of your item build issues without having to commit item slots or gold to it, just like makes the game feel better in some cases. I just don't have to feel like, oh man, there's too many problems to solve. It's like you can solve some of them in the right circumstances. I really like that. Especially the magic resistance one. Being able to finish solve your problems with magic resistance items is always really fun. It's currently got 325,
Radiant's top tower
350, 450 cast range. Which is bonkers. Is it really that high? 250, 325, plus 125, yeah. Some good stuff. Craggy Coat, ooh, that is a pretty good Zaya item, I'm not gonna lie. He's already got, he doesn't have pipe, but... What was that? It's a good time to have 13 armor, 12 armor. I want to watch that from a man's perspective. Sees all this shit, well positions himself. It's like, oh shit, Zai got blown up. Very good chrono. Really good BKB. Where's his damage coming from? Okay, he's like, oh, free kill. Oh, I got Lincoln's, cool. And now he's going for the kill because all the supporting heroes died. This has been a really cool game. He goes to pick this guy up. Oh, they try to kill Miracle. He gets the bash finally. This is part of the reason. They knew it was time to leave. Tried to get out, but got bashed. Timber saw ejects.
Radiant's middle
Probably not worth the spell up on Timber.
are fortified. Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's middle tower.
Is that his fun, guys? Doing the limbo here? Oh no, he's attacking. Very cool set. Starts morphing, runs the edge, because he's still morphing even when he's stunned. Morphling seems to be a very good puck hero. That actually is not that bad. The only thing that's scary is if you get coiled and coiled and silenced.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Look at that. 2 bounty runes and he's full HP. Lincoln's quite good on morphling though. Just being able to stop things like waveform is great, and the waveform attacks targets is cool. This makes me want to play morphling again. Not just the cool set. Transforming his Sven's really good too though, because you can get Stormhammer every, what, 11 seconds or something? 13 seconds, and you can get Warcry too.
Radiant are scanning.
Not that the armor matters that much, but it's a little buff thingy. Oh, he's trying to get out. He will get out. Crow will die though. It's so hard for a Chen to defend himself against somebody like a Morphling. That's funny. Alright, only lose Chen. Sven's still at it.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Tries the same with the E-Blade, but they did Chronosphere for that. If they lose another hero, it could be really bad. I mean, it's kind of a crazy kill anyways, because their creep waves aren't there. That was basically what was really weird about it. They were smoked for it. I guess the wave was still here, though. Wasn't that in a weird of a place? Luckily, because he nuked the wave, even if they would have gotten an extra kill, still would have cost a lot. Can't really follow up. Relocate brings Sven back. Switch his hotkeys. Stormhammer cooldown, big fan of that. Glimmer on Timber, interesting. I mean, 70% magic resistance. I guess he bought Glimmer, or he already had Pipe, I forgot about that. So Glimmer on top of it is very weird. Very unusual, but in the context of this game, not terrible. I mean, if he's against like E-Blade stuff, having a Glimmer, like having extra magic resistance is not bad. He's got so much actually. It's incredible. The Embrace 10%, Glimmers 15, up to 45 when he uses an pipe. That's insane. But he can also use it to save allies too, like him having a Glimmer isn't terrible because he can use it on supports to possibly save them, like they all have Glimmers. Because they're also magic focus. If somebody gets Reaper's Scythe, for example, you Glimmer them. And they have a much lower chance of dying. So it makes a lot of sense. This fight has been going way too fast for me. Let's slow this down. Pressuring mind control, silence on 2, stun, not actually affecting anybody. Reaper's Scythe actually does nothing. I mean, the Reaper's Scythe didn't work, but
What a surprise.
I think this Morphling build is just way better, honestly, than the other ones. Just so much better. Just feels so like no bullshit. It's like fuck getting Manta and stuff. You just, I don't know, you just get tanky. Maybe it's just the right game for it, but and Butterfly now on Void, which is gonna make it hard for Sven to play now. Extra attack speed is really good too. Spider legs on Rubik. That's kind of what they were missing a lot, was E-Blade on him. Should be a game now. What in the fuck? That was some throwy shit, dude. Some really throwy shit. They just need to like retreat until Morphling gets here, and then everything will be okay again. Alright, it's all okay again. And Morphling kills it in 4 seconds. That was pretty dangerous, though. That was a really good game. Secret dominating early, went a little bit too crazy top lane. Nisha's cool Morphling build. Old school Morphling build. Zai's build is cool too. A lot of cool plays.